get my horse ready, grab horn. But when I'm going around that barrel this way, I can slow down, which is back up right here without turning in or out.
Yeah.
I can bend and flex, I can flatten, okay? I can come toward the barrel, move away from the barrel, or stay in place.
Okay.
But if I'm going to go one-handed, I've got to be able to control speed, direction, and body shape.
Steve.
That's the only thing that you control on a horse is speed, direction, and body shape. And people go, what about leads? Well, if leads aren't natural between you and your horse, you don't need to be worrying about speed, direction, and body shape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, when you come in, once you prepare your horse, if you're going to go here or if you're going to stay here, you still got to be able to control distance from barrel,
Yeah.
and you got to be able to do all these things. But when she came in there, you rated her, and then she got to hustling too much around that barrel, which we want the horse to hustle if we want hustle,
Yeah.
but we want them to walk if we want to walk, or anywhere in between.
Yeah.
So again, I emphasize speed, direction, and body shape is all we control. And when we move to any kind of horsemanship event, if we aren't real familiar with leads and our horse isn't, there isn't any horsemanship to it. It doesn't matter if it's Western pleasure or reining, which doesn't involve speed.
Yeah.
But when it's a speed event, they dang sure better they'll get them leads. Okay, let's go again. And anytime you want me on her, you tell me.
Okay.
Now trot, regular turn. Get your horn, get your horn. Now 6 foot, low. 6 foot, you let her drop in because you're thinking about them leads. You're letting her run off. Low. Let's get our lead. Take your time. Good job, good job. Regular turn, shorten stride, work barrel. 6 foot, 4 foot, 2 foot, 2 foot, 2 foot, 2 foot, 6 foot. Shorten stride, regular turn. Now stop. Now, when I'm calling for things, you're not getting close to the distances, okay?
No,
You aren't guiding your horse. So that's what's happening when you come in and say she rates too much. And if she rates too much, she hits the barrel. She's controlling you more than you're controlling her, okay? So the distances from that barrel, you get this way. The speed control, here's whoa, here's go.
Okay.
Here's whoa, here's go. But all of those things have to be in your hand if you're going to go one-handed, and your feet, okay?
Yeah.
So now, I mean, you get her more patient, you get her more collected. Now, her collection front to back is going to be better than side to side. You're going to have to collect her side to side every once in a while with your calves. If you go to your heels, then she gets a little emotional right now. Well, go to your calves, squeeze her, ride her up into that bridle.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people want to hold them together with that outside leg. Well, that outside leg's going to take some bend and flex out of her if she listens to it to hold her together.
Oh, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go again. 6 foot, one hand. That isn't 6 foot. Now get your distance, get your stride. Worry about your horse and your distances. Let's get a lead behind. Let's get a lead behind. Let's get a lead. Good job of rating. Good job of rating. Now 3 foot. Slower, shorten that stride, not slower, shorter stride. I'm sorry. 3 foot. Nope, you missed your distance. It's 3 foot. 3 foot. Now stop. Now, babe, you're getting 2 inches over there and 6 foot over here.
I'm asking her to come right there, but I'm not getting her to come.
Now look here. To you, you're asking her. To me and her, you're not asking her.
Okay. Okay.
You move her ass now.
Okay.
You take her where you want her to go. You're allowed to go anywhere here or here or here, just not here.
Okay.
Go. 3 foot. Keep shaping her when you're doing this. You pick up for shape, and then you guide. Pick up and get the shape in her, and guide. Now 3 foot. Get it on the nose. Now you moved your hand. Whoop, you came in and hit the barrel. Now you blame that on her rating too much, huh?
Well, no, I just asked her.
All right. But what I'm getting at, you know, get in here, and if you're going to go one-handed, you know, you get your horse, and I don't care how much you have to move around. I mean, you pick this horse up and move this horse till they learn to stay in your hand. Okay? This horse is going to look over the fence, do everything else. Well, I'm going to ride harder. 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 I'm going to get this horse's attention eventually right here. I'm going to ride harder. back into 3. Now I'm gonna slow down. Now I'm gonna speed up. Now I'm gonna slow down. Now I'm gonna speed up. Well, all of that's just educating the horse to ride with me. If you get on him, he's got to get your timing and your feel, okay?
Yeah.
Make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you're half controlling instead of fully controlling.
Okay.
You know, and it isn't just your speed, direction, and body shape, it's the rotation on the barrel, okay?
Okay.
Let's go again, 3 foot. And if you want to trot for a little bit, fine. Get your feel of your horse. You got to get that shape. Work that wrist, those fingers. That's my girl. Good job, baby. Regular turn. Now wait a minute, stop. When I said regular turn, you moved out. What's this? Now use some of that shape and use your foot if the ribs fixing hit the barrel. Make sense?
Yeah.
Now 4 foot. Now 5 foot. Your lateral movement isn't keeping shape in her. Keep shape in her, darling. A regular turn. Thumb up. Thumb up. Now wait a minute. This, when you shove that elbow forward, that's long stride.
Okay. Okay.
That elbow can go to here to quicken, but you got to ride down here more to quicken. Okay? Ride that horse into that bridle. Ride that. It's just like right here. If I want my horse to back up with enthusiasm, see him backing, I want to ride him backwards, just like I ride him forward. I want him to get some energy in those feet. Okay? I'll let her get her air just a second. Now, when we're doing all this, is there questions? Questions about anything we're doing? Because everybody learns from everybody else, you know. When we watch, it isn't as good as feeling, but we learn, okay? It's just like when I'm here, if I can't keep shape in the horse, because the only way a horse can go around the barrel moving all the time is a shaped body. A flat body has to either pivot on the back foot or pivot on the front foot. But when I'm going around this barrel with a shaped body, I stay as loose as I can, as light as I can, whatever you want to call it, but I still want to touch it up to this down. Well, anywhere I want to go in here, he better listen to me instantly, or I'm not going to have him ready to win everything he's got to do. Right? Now, does that make sense, Mike? And that's what's happening. You're not reacting quick enough and thoroughly enough certain steps.
Yeah.
And when I'm sitting here, and I'm not going to move my hands, but I want my horse to get his rib over to the right because he's fixing to hit a left-hand turn barrel, take my foot. See, my hands have never moved, but I'm moving him with my foot. Well, I have to have that feel because when I'm in that turn, if I pick him up and move him off so I don't hit him, it's going to cut his speed more than my foot. And I need to keep him in the turn. So I'm going to keep him in the turn right here and move him off with my foot in the rib cage. I'm not going to move his shoulder off. If I have to move his shoulder, it's going to be my hand. But my feet have to come into play big to get everything I want.
Okay, that makes sense.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
And you just, you know, if I'm just sitting here wanting to visit, but I want my horse to think about going wherever I say, I may sit here and visit with you and just move him back and forth with that one rein control, okay? And see, he's not staying down in the bridle. He's fresh and he's not used to my field. Well, I can keep him in this bridle better, two-handed till he gets ready for one-handed. But wherever I move my hand, his shoulder needs to go. And see his butt hanging out?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna move his butt with my hand. See his butt move on over with my hand?
Yeah.
But that's, you know, you've got to get those hands and feet coordinated off the way he's educated.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
And I, for some reason, when I go in there and I leave her like coming in, I guess I haven't wanted to.
Exactly. And what maybe you're wanting her to be patterned, or maybe you're wanting her so far along that when you just move your hand an inch, she's supposed to do it. Well, if she doesn't, you got to move it far enough to cause it to happen. Okay? And that's just like anything that I'm working on. You know, if I need to go down there and emphasize it to where we don't get question marks or arguments at the barrel,
Yeah.
I do it.
Okay. Okay.
Because I don't like questions and arguments at the barrels as far as their education of direction control, speed control, body shape control, or lead control.
That makes
I don't
sense.
want, you know, when I get to the barrels, we need to be pretty peaceful and pretty in tune to each other where we don't get in any big, you know, debate sessions.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
I like that.
But you've got to keep that shape all the time, which is here, and maybe some inside calf. But while you have shape, you got to be able to guide. While you guide and have shape, you got to be able to speed control. And those things have to be mixed where you and your horse totally understand each other on that communication. Okay?
That makes sense, yeah.
Okay, let's practice 3-foot trot or low, any speed you want. Shape. 2 foot. Thumb up will help you more. Thumb up will help you more with the shape. Good. Feel her shape more when that thumb went up? 3 foot. 2 foot. 2 foot. Oh, we have about big. Good. Now, are you wanting a bigger pocket and closer finish? Is that what you want? Okay. Well, you weren't reaching in, or your horse wasn't listening. That's the only reason that happens. But I just need to know it if you want. You know, that big pocket, that's fine. I just need to know it, because I'll put, here's why even. When a horse stays an even distance, it's better, it's easier for them to keep an even speed and an even turn. Now, not a baby colt. You want a baby colt, have a gigantic pocket and a closed finish, you know, learning to move forward. You won't even have 6, 8, 10, 12. But when you come in, an even turn will hold that speed better. An even turn, anytime you come in wide and close up and finish, if a horse wants to work, he's going to go coming in more than an even turn. All right, if you're in bad ground, an even turn is better on ground than wider and closer. Because anytime you come in wide and then come closer, they're going to push that ground out from under them a hair more than being in close all the time. And that's the reason for kind of a symmetrical turn. That's the reason for a symmetrical turn. But where you were, you know, not moving that hand enough, that's where the barrel was getting hit. Or when you came in at 2 foot just moving off, or you weren't getting the stride short enough going in, or it got short and then it lengthened back out. But see, if you ran that elbow forward, like you was wanting to hustle her up there, I know why you reach forward, but this means long stride. This can mean a little quicker stride, but you still got to keep that collection in that stride. Okay? All right. Now, whatever speed you want, 4 foot.
Just throwing it though, I mean, I can always get more work, you know, but like, well, if that doesn't feel the final number.
3 foot. Elbow back, thumb up. You turn your hand sideways, that turns your ass and your shape loose. Does that make sense?
No, I can always
Now,
get
2 foot. Okay, you're starting to hunt it now, okay? And our reflexes, that's why hitting a speed bag with our hands. That's why jumping or skipping a rope and spinning and one foot, the other foot crisscross. It's our reaction time. But the speed bag makes our hand-mind reaction time. And that's the reason for that. Does that make sense? Okay. Right. And to me, she's tugging on you some. You know, she's not staying out of that bridle, so you might consider something she respects a little bit. She's not respecting that. Do you have a chain mouthpiece in anything?
Not with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes a chain, I'm bad to go to that pretzel so I can go back light real soon. I go to lots of bits so I can lighten back up pretty soon.
I went to the pretzel for a long time, and then I just started having, it was like I was getting worse instead of better. And
Okay, what was getting worse?
her reaction to it
Okay.
was getting worse.
Okay? About turning or speed or shape or all of it?
It was like the minute I took a hold of her with it at all, she hated it.
Okay. Okay, it wasn't the bit she was hating, it's your hand she was hating, but, you know, it's a situation that that how we use it, like I'll go to those clinics and there may be a pretty good bit on a horse that I don't have feel for and understanding, and the horse will have a lot of problems, and I'll tell people, you know, this isn't a bad bit, but I don't have enough understanding of it, and let me get one of mine to understand, and let's see what we get our horse to do, and then after that horse has more clarity of understanding, we'll go back to the bit that you like. And so just always be aware, if their mouth isn't sore and we over bridle them a little, we have to make the bridle light enough here rather than you know, worry about the other. Now, I'm not going to run for the money in an over bridle where I got to ride like Tinkerbell, because I'm going to go to 10 ounces. I'm not going to ride with 5 ounces like my wife. I'm not doing it. And so I understand when we go to higher speeds, but when we're getting that stuff right there, I'm going to over bridle them son of a bucks all the way up to 80% speed, where when I pick up, they don't go, you don't know what you're doing, I know what I'm doing. And you know, she's just questioning your communication a little. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay. Now what's happening? The second barrel, some of the same, or?
Not so much of the same, a little bit, just maybe not enough rate on my second and my third.
Okay, to the left.
To the left, yeah.
Okay, and if I remember right, maybe we had a little left before.
Yeah.
All right. When you start across there, do you back her up much? And while you're going around, do you back her up much?
No.
At a dead run?
No.
Okay. If she's not letting you speed control, you always, of course, start out trotting and get her back up, and that ought to be good real quick, then low. But eventually you need to do a few steps at a dead run and back her up. Then, if you're ever exhibitioning or just working and making a little run for that day, and she pushes on you, drag her butt and back her up. It's hard for people to understand, but just like a racehorse going down the track, to totally get him where you send him with your hands, he needs to back up pretty easy too. And it's just, the backup helps the run helps the backup. I mean, they're education that are Siamese twins, really. If you overdo one or the other, then you don't get a balance of that education, okay? So it's just a situation that when you're doing all these things, you've got to be sure that you're totally understanding how the horse is translating that move. Okay?
Okay.
Now please trot her over just like you're running. Yeah. That horse can fall down? Yeah. Well, we don't need that barrel there. Now, anytime you go to shorten it obvious, and she doesn't, drag her ass and back her up. Okay?